Welcome to Coffee and Commercial, your source for positive, caffeinated information, inspiration, and motivation. I'm one of your hosts, Kris Gunewardena from Remax Top Producers Commercial. We're excited to bring to you this episode of Coffee and Commercial.
Hi, my name's Carlos Ascencio. I'm from Remax Top Producers Commercial, and I'm also one of your hosts here at Coffee and Commercial.
So Carlos, we're here in the studio, episode 1. What do you think?
Wow, this studio is amazing. I mean, it's my first time ever doing a podcast in an awesome studio.
Shout out to Coval Media and CaliforniaTalkRadio.com.
Awesome, man.
So today's episode, we're featuring some coffee from Canna Brew Coffee here in the city of Chino. What we're sampling today is their dirty chai. So let's take a sip. Let's see how it tastes. I think it's pretty good. It's with the almond milk. Nice kick to it.
It's very smooth. You know, it's the first time I'm ever trying that I've tried it actually, and it's really good. It's the almond is very subtle. You know, I've had some other type of drinks before that have almond, but it's too sweet.
There you go. And Canna Brew, great local spot to go hang out and grab a cup of coffee. So go check them out whenever that you can. So today's topic I wanted to talk with you about is really growth versus comfort. And I feel like when we go into these times where everyone's talking about recession and fear and all of those different things, we kind of have two reactions to it. One can be growth and the other can be comfort. I look at comfort as the same old, same old. You know, your comfort is your comfort zone, the business that you're used to doing, the people that you're used to hanging around, the clients that you're used to getting, the volume that you're used to reaching. That's your comfort zone. And really growth is where can you expand? Where can you change? Where can you increase your business? Where can you go after something more? What do you think that means to you, Carlos?
Well, you know, in every market, whether it's, you know, today's market, I just think that in order for you to succeed, you have to be uncomfortable, right? The more comfortable you are, the less you succeed. The more uncomfortable you are, you can strive to higher levels of success, you know? Every day at what I do, I have to make sure I'm uncomfortable of doing new things, you know, working on new ideas, because if I don't do that, it's like I'm not going to grow to the next level, you know? Yeah. And that's where I guess a lot of people right now are just scared of the unknown.
Yeah, and I think it's so true. I think a lot of times if you're stuck in that comfort zone, comfort can actually drain the passion out of your purpose.
Correct.
Because you get used to the monotony of doing the same thing the same old way. And so your body kind of just adapts to that, and you kind of just go into auto mode and cruise control in your life. And so you kind of have to do something to shake it up to make sure that you're in a growth mindset during the recession. When we look at what happened during the last recession, we had more millionaires that came out of that recession than any other period. So it shows that if you can have a growth mindset during a recession, you can really have success.
Correct. And that's the thing that, again, I go back to the fear factor, right? A lot of people right now in today's market, it's like their fear is based on what they're seeing on social media, what they're seeing on the news. But I think that people can go beyond the fear if they stay away from that noise and just focus on their mission and their goals, right? And, you know, be uncomfortable. Do something that can change your life, you know? Because nowadays, you know, a lot of people are so uncertain of what's going to happen the next day. But the thing is that they're listening to what's going on the media of all the negativity. And that's what I think that derails people of not wanting to move forward, or they're just comfortable and they just want to stay where they're at and not move, you know?
Exactly. And I think people forget in a recession, money doesn't disappear.
Nope.
The same money is still there. It just changes hands.
Exactly.
So are you going to be involved in the money that's changing hands? You're going to just sit on the sidelines and be afraid about what's going to happen. Go ahead.
But no, it's like, I know it's probably happened to you in the past, and I know it's happened to me maybe a couple of times in the past where, I had opportunities to invest on something, but I was scared because of what was going on at that time. But I had other friends that took that initiative, said, hey, you know what? I'm going to take that risk. I want to be uncomfortable. And they did. They did that move. They were uncomfortable, but they ended up succeeding with it, where I could have done the same thing, but I was like, I'm comfortable here, so let me stay here. But then the end results were I didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, and I think also that kind of is what pushed us to getting into commercial real estate. Not just staying with the status quo of being a regular residential realtor that a lot of people do, and nothing wrong with that, great business. But we felt like there was an area for growth and expansion in commercial real estate. And especially during this time right now, I really think it's an advantage to be a commercial realtor and be able to do both, be a resi-mercial agent. What do you think?
Well, I definitely agree with you on that, because especially with realtors nowadays, you can have that one residential buyer that probably owns a couple of businesses. And wouldn't it be a great idea that you let your clients know that you can also do commercial, where they come to you for everything? Because if you can't specialize on both things, then what happens is that they can meet that one commercial agent that specializes on both, and there you'll lose business. But I think that the more information that an agent can probably get from a commercial agents like us, to where they can get trained and know all the fundamentals, they can basically expand their business, open up new opportunities,
I think that's a great way to look at it. Look at it as an opportunity for growth, and not look at it from a fear or having that perspective that, I don't understand commercials, so I'm just not going to get into it.
Correct.
And I think for us, what made us successful is that we took on an approach like, we don't know it, so we're going to learn it.
Correct.
And that's one thing is I know for sure I don't know everything, but I'm confident that I can learn anything. So I can take that approach with every area of life. And so that allows us to adapt to the situation, because we learn and we can improve and add things to our toolbox.
Right.
So we can be more effective as agents, right?
Correct. And it comes to like what you said earlier, confidence, right? The more confidence you have in yourself to learn something, that's how you're going to grow, and when I started in commercial, my first deal was a gas station. I did not know everything, but I worked with someone else that taught me the ropes, which I had my commission split was very low, but I didn't really care about that, because I was in the business to service people and not me. So I had to learn as much as I can, and it took me maybe 4 or 5 or 6 deals to kind of master it, to where my confidence level was a little bit higher than expected, to where I can then do the transactions on my own.
I think something you said there was that you really wanted to make sure you service the client well.
Correct.
And I think a lot of times realtors are guilty of having what I call closer's breath, where the client knows, like, man, this guy wants me to do this deal more than I want to do this deal. And you never want to get into that space as a realtor. Yeah. But putting your client first, knowing that if you take care of your client well, your commission will take care of itself. That's the right approach.
And that's why I always say I'd rather have coffee breath, because coffee's for closers, right?
There you go. But we really got to look at, when we think about growth versus comfort, it translates to kind of every area.
Correct.
And so like what we're dealing with a lot right now, we have a lot of startup companies.
A lot.
People that are into wrap businesses, like car wraps, not the rappers. We haven't dealt with the rappers yet, but we're car wraps. We'll get to the rappers soon enough.
But we got to buy bulletproof vests too.
There you go. And then we've got other clients that are looking to expand restaurants.
A lot of those.
And people that are in logistics businesses. So people are looking at it from a perspective that they're not pulling back. They're actually pushing ahead and wanting to expand the envelope. And that's exciting to me.
Well, there's been a lot of reports that within the past, I think 6 to 7 months, there's a lot more people filing for business license. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of new business ideas coming in the works, a lot of new entrepreneurs. So we're seeing that especially for the commercial, there's going to be a lot of new business opportunities for realtors. I mean, as for us, we're getting a lot of calls for leases, buying, and companies expanding. A lot of companies that are just tired of leasing, now they're ready to buy. So I think that a lot of the realtors, they should start learning commercial now, because we're going to probably see a boom of new type of businesses. And they're saying that there's going to be like a growth of more millionaires to come within the next 2 years.
And I think if you miss out on this time to grow, there are going to be other agents that will grow.
Correct.
And they're just going to eat your lunch.
Oh, yeah. They're going to take your lunch and your lunch money.
And so that's the main thing, is making sure that you're really having all the tools at your disposal.
Correct.
And I think a lot of times realtors get into this box where they feel that if they say they don't know something, that people will look at them the wrong way.
Yep.
And I've always been the type that if I don't know something, I'll tell you I don't know it, but I will go back and I will learn it. And so like for us, the trainings that we're able to do with agents and teaching them the, commercial 101 and the steps to do that, I think that's something that we enjoy doing, is helping other agents learn the things that we learned on our own.
Because we have a passion for it, and that's where, like I always tell a lot of people, it doesn't matter what you do in life, doesn't matter what kind of job that you have, but if you have a passion for what you do, you will be successful in it, right? Because there's been people in our industry that want to do commercial, but they hate the process, but then they're going to have a miserable time, working with their clients, and the clients are actually going to feel, and they're going to sense that right away, right? But it's like, if you love to do something, master it, learn it, work with mentors, just work with a group of people that can help you get to that next level.
And I think that's so key about really tapping into passion. So like when you think about people that are excelling in any industry, they are the thought leaders, if you would, of that industry.
Correct.
And all that a thought leader means is that they have vision, they have ability, and they have big influence. And so I think like a lot of times right now, I feel like we're thought leaders in the commercial space. Correct. Where we're kind of charting the course of navigating this resi-mercial area of real estate. And I think that that's what everyone has to go through in this recession. Where can you have thought leadership? Where can you show that you have a market understanding that can elevate you above your competition?
Correct. You just have to find ways of standing out, but the only way you can stand out in today's market, in any market, is, again, striving on your customer service skills, because I think that customer service and providing that service to your clients and being honest and ethical is going to get you to higher levels of your business, and that's what I've always done. Ever since I started real estate, I focus on customer service. 97% is based on referrals. Even our commercial business, it's all referrals. Yep. We hardly don't do any marketing, even though we tried. But I think that the service that we provide to our clients, they're seeing the value, and they're just constantly giving us referrals.
And I think that's really the key, is being client focused.
Correct.
But make sure that you are an expert in whatever that you take on to do. Get that mastery of the skill that you need to be successful in it, so you can provide the best possible customer service to the client. And at the end of the day, you take care of them, they're going to give you business after business after business. And let's not forget, in commercial real estate, if you don't do things the right way, these business owners have money to get high-powered law firms to come after you for not doing things the right way.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way you can hide from them unless you go to some country that there's no extradition over here to the States, but they will find a way. And again, it's going back to servicing your client, knowing that you can go to sleep with a clear conscience, knowing that you did everything the right way.
Yeah,
and don't think about the money. Think about your client first.
If you think about your client first, the money will automatically come.
It'll come pouring in.
Yeah. And so what we're going to be doing with these series of podcasts is we're going to be featuring different business owners, different business types. What excites you most about the upcoming episodes?
Well, what excites me, it's basically, giving these agents the ability to understand the commercial, but also to helping them build up their confidence and empowering them, to understanding the transactions that we're going to be working on. We want to make sure that we educate all the agents out there, to letting them know, what it takes to start, from the beginning of a deal to the end of a deal, to where they're also protected from any legal issues, down the road. So I'm excited for that because, I love teaching people new things, and that's where, again, that's the philosophy I use with all my clients. I educate them on the process so that they can understand what we go through. Then they keep on calling us for another deal to put together because they understand the process, you know?
Yeah, and I think I'm most excited about featuring all of these different business owners that we've had the opportunity to work with and allow them to kind of share their story of their experience working with us and what it was like to get some of them their first commercial space or some of them their 10th or 11th commercial space. But seeing that kind of process from a startup to an experienced business, what they go through and their interaction with us as a commercial team, I think is going to be exciting.
The other exciting stuff for me is getting all these new coffee shops in the area so they can keep us caffeined up and keep this podcast going, you know.
All right. Well, we're excited for Coffee and Commercials.
That's
Stay
right.
tuned. We are your source for positive, caffeinated inspiration, information, and motivation.
Let's do this.